Yes, hello everybody. I just wanted to make a quick video on why Barrow should leave after 3 years. What we are looking at is two things. First of all, this country, people are really going through it, and the other thing is, I don't know whether you guys can hear me or see me properly. Just holler. And the other thing is that if somebody gives their word, they should be willing to honor that word. One of the great roles of a leader of a nation, the leader of a nation is not only political leadership but also moral leadership. You know, you are the moral watchdog of the society. So you are supposed to honor your word. If you give your word trumps the laws, because long after everything is said and done, you will be remembered for whether you kept your word. One of the reasons why people are so disillusioned with politicians is that they don't keep their word. They give promises and they fail them. So it's very important that he sticks to that word and leave. And he is really not competent to lead this country, and we all know this. We can argue all day long, but we know that he is not the competent one. He is not the one who is supposed to be leading this country at this transitional point. First of all, he doesn't have a grasp of the language. Second, he doesn't understand policy as it should be understood. And miss me with that argument that, oh, he was a businessman. Gambia is not a corporation. Gambia is not a business entity. It is a nation of people. It is a community of people. It is a society of people. It is a coming together of different people. So if you're going to be the president and commander-in-chief of this nation, the least you could do is to understand what should be put in place, what should be done, and basically. So we've seen the golden lead issue. We've seen NAWEC is going at it really bad right now. We've seen how they've attempted to destroy the monkey park, like basic fundamental policy stuff that you don't mess with when it comes to the safeguarding of the society, of the community and the nation state. The world is going through a planetary crisis, and the least we could do is to destroy our environment. And for you to be hell-bent on destroying that, and you have a government that actually tries to justify that destruction, is actually very weighty, so it's a lot of things, and I think he should be dignified enough to give up the seat of power after 3 years, because things are not the way they're supposed to be. Gambians are suffering. And if anybody wants to deny this, maybe you don't live around, or you live a very privileged existence that you don't see the life of the majority who live here and struggle here every day. So I think we should be very clear about that, and no amount of laws or regurgitation of old text or manipulation of statecraft would guarantee him success in trying to go beyond the 3 years. Barrow was an anything but president. We would have voted for anybody and anything other than Yahya Jammeh. He wasn't, let's say, the choice to lead. He was just the sacrificial lamb for the destruction of the tyrannical order of the day of Yahya Jammeh. And I think the sooner he understands that, the better. Because if he doesn't understand that, we should make him understand that you are not there because we think you can really lead us. You are there because we wanted to get rid of Yahya Jammeh. And as soon as we understand that, it will be really easy, it will be better, it will be very simple for him to understand why he should leave. We need a competent leader. We need competent people who can run this country. The crime rate is accelerating, even with the presence of Ekimog. Our environment crisis, prices are hiking, everything is in shambles, and he would not come out and talk to people. One of the most annoying things about what he does is that he would go to all these conferences around town and speak there, and glorify people, private citizens, and go to the Commonwealth and do speeches with blunders, but he would not address his people. You know, we are the ones who put him there. Gambians sacrificed a lot to take Yahya Jammeh out. We all know the risk that carried. You know, how many people said that if we take this guy out, we might end up in a civil war? And he attempted that, but Gambians still went ahead and took him out. So the least he could do for our people is that he gives up the seat of power, you know, when the 3 years come, and to honorably resign, and that he will be respected long after, when the history of this nation is being written and its leadership, he will be remembered for somebody who kept to his word, and he didn't, he stood by it by all means. In the event that he refuses to resign and saying that the people will decide, well, the people have decided before and they will decide again. And I don't think, I'm very positive, I have a very positive assumption that our people will not decide for mediocrity, our people will not decide for low standards and bare minimums. You know, I think our people will decide for what will make them live a dignified existence among the constellation of nations. And so we urge him and his ministry and his executive and cabinet and everybody, you know, to prevail on him and make him understand that things are not the way they are supposed to be, and that him as the leader, and I'll repeat this again, you are not only a political leader, you're also a moral leader. You're supposed to safeguard the moral status of the nation as the commander-in-chief and the president of the republic. Now, if you fail in the least in keeping up to your word which you promised the Gambian people, how can we trust you to go for 5 years? So I think it's very important that we hold on to the promise, he holds on to his promise, and that he leaves when the time comes. You know, in that way people will respect him. Even with all his failures, we will still know that he was dignified enough to leave as per promise to the Gambian people, and that Gambia now deserves, you know, something better. We deserve people who could lead this country. We deserve people who could, who can do what is supposed to be done. And you know, but Gambians, I just want to say that we cannot keep on celebrating. We cannot keep on celebrating mediocrity. We cannot settle for bare minimums. We should put party interests aside. We should put interests aside that doesn't serve the well-being of our people. You know, this group thinking, this religious sectarianism, these ethnic and tribal affiliations, we should put them on a hold for a minute and think deeply about the future, about our people, about the generation yet unborn who is going to inherit this country long after we are gone. Let's not settle for pettiness. You know, this there is petty. We cannot just settle. You know, we have these whole petty issues going on. We cannot. Our pettiness should not be an impediment for the development of our people, for the self-development of our people. And I hope that we listen and then we hear keenly, and that we do this for our people. We do it for the generation that's going to come. You know, we deserve better. Our people have suffered for so long since independence, the so-called post-colonial nation that had failed, since independence, since the republic, since Jawara, since Jammeh, now Barrow. Our people are still in the same situation that they are caught in. The dire poverty, the dire economic hardship, the terrible living standards. Gambians are caught in a hustle. We are caught in a very deep hustle. Whereas everybody's trying to move away from talking and disputing about the basics, we are still here collectively as a nation, still struggling with this. So I think Barrow would do better if he hold on to this promise and he tells our people that, listen, what we should be doing right now is to build. And me, I don't think I'm capable to lead you to build this nation, because he's been here for 1 year, some months now, and we haven't seen any real improvement in the development of our people. And I hope that this message gets across, and that he listens. This message wasn't done out of animosity, it wasn't done out of hate, it wasn't done out of a belittling or condescension. It was done out of a deep concern for our people, because this country is bigger than me, it's bigger than Barrow, it's bigger than his cabinet. Long after all of us are gone, this nation will still be here, and the people will be struggling. And our lives are always and will always be predicated upon our historical precedents. And I hope we build something that will be worthwhile of a history when the time comes for us to be judged and reckoned by the future that is yet unborn. So I think we need to be very frank with ourselves in these days and times. Put our pettiness aside and realize that we need a leader who can lead this nation, not because he belongs to my political party, or he belongs to my tribe, or he belongs to my religion. He should be a person that we know can actually steer the affairs of this country. If we don't do this, Gambians are going to rise up and they're going to do something that should not be done. And when that happens, it's going to be a disaster. Yeah, we definitely deserve better. We deserve better than all of this. We cannot be and the sad thing about our people is how we are so content with our misery. We are so content with what is going on. We're saying, yalala ndogali yalala. How long would we keep saying these things? How long would we call on the name of God when God himself has instituted us as his vicegerents and his representative on earth to make the earth a better place? We are the ones who are supposed to make the earth a better place. God is not going to come down and make the earth a better place. We are the ones who are supposed to do this. So in the event that this happens, in the event that, for example, this guy decides to stay and he is not, after 3 years, and we know that he's not doing anything, we know he's not competent. I know Barrow himself knows he's not competent for this job. Gambians might rise up, and when they rise up, it will be a sad case. And we will not want that. Nobody wants that to happen. I think what should happen is this people should decide. He said the people will decide whether he should stay 3 or 5 years. The people should decide right now that after the 3 years, we want you to leave the office of the presidency. And that we will go back. If we are going to go back to the polls or whatever, we're going to do that. And one of the things is that we need term limits. Gambians should press for term limits. We should press for term limits as soon as possible. They changed the constitution for a vice president. Why can't they change it to set term limits? We should do this. We should talk about the Public Order Act. People are being repressed of their rights to freedom of assembly, and this is not happening too. So we need to talk about the Public Order Act. We need to talk about our environment. We need to talk about the food, the life cost, the cost of living in this country. And, these are the things that we should be concerned about, rather than, this guy, or this politician, that politician. We should be focusing on the poorest of humanity. Politics is only successful when the poorest of the nation can actually live a dignified and a decent life. Unless that isn't happening, what we are seeing is a failed state. And the Indemnity Act, thank you so much. The Indemnity Act that is indemnifying these people who have done acts of impunity and they're not been taken to justice. This is something also we need to talk about. So let's build. Gambia should be the front of the African revolution. Gambia should be the country that should have been an example. When Gambia's decided happened, when we voted out a dictator without violence, without doing reckless stuff, we became a beacon of hope for every country on earth that is going through a tyranny and dictatorship. We should not go back to where we came from. We should be better than that. We should be better than just holding on to the same thing and becoming the same person all over again. We shouldn't reinvent ourselves. We should be new people. We should be a people who will not accept mediocrity anymore. We will not celebrate it. We will not celebrate bare minimum. We should stop being a bare minimum nation. We should stop being low standard nations. We should set high principles for our leaders that they should live up to. And this is not about political parties. This is not about ethnic affiliation. This is not about religious affiliation. This is not about regional consciousness or affiliations. What we should be building is deeper than all of that. We should look at each other as human beings, not even as Gambians, because there are people in this country who are not Gambians and they pay their taxes here. So even this whole talk about patriotism and all of this stuff, there is a place where it stops. We cannot keep pushing these things, because what it ends up just promoting xenophobia and the exclusion of the others. We should be promoting the well-being of every human being who tarries in this country, who lives in this country, who suffers in this country, who pay their taxes in this country. And unless we do that, then we are no better off than any other nation on earth. So I hope that we understand this and that we hold on to the promise. The promise is that every human being should be giving the best of life that they can afford. That every human being should be given a dignified existence in this country. And so this is what we should be working on as a people. Let's build movements. Let's not divide ourselves. Let politicians not come into our community and divide us. We should hold on together. We are a community, and we will remain a community. Long after the political parties have settled down, long after they have gone into office, or they've lost the election, or they won it, we will be here. We will be the neighbors. We will be each other's neighbors. We will be co-workers. We will be living together. So I hope that we hold on to that, and then that we remember that this is the call of history upon us. Frantz Fanon said, every generation has its mission. They either fulfill it or betray it I forgot the last part, but the mission of our time as Gambians is to build consolidation. We should consolidate our communities. We should have communities that can hold our young back. Young people are leaving because you cannot keep them back. There's nothing here for them. I hope that we build communities that hold back our young, communities that respect the rights of women, not just this parroting of saying, oh, women's right now, to destroy sexist oppression in our society. I hope that we build a community that respects its elderly people, a society that doesn't use the authority of elders to silence the young. I hope we remember this and know that we should build a nation that is profoundly great, that people will look up to and that they're inspired. This is a very small country. We can build it. It can become great. Great, so great that we will become a shining light, a shining example for all third world and global southern nations. So in the interest of time, I will just try to repeat myself. I hope President Barrow remembers his promise to the Gambian people, to the masses of our people, that after 3 years he will step down. If he wins the election, that's what he said. After 3 years, he will go down. So I hope he sticks to that, because he's really not competent to lead this country. And thank you so much for listening and watching. God, one love. God bless.
Mbadi numujeni polo kuantanta bake kaputo jambi runati kacha area council chairman wote wala comme diamla folo ya fanyame chairman wote akuma tele ko council wote fana kuma tele commune député wote fana be kuma yari ne commune président wote ni woto be kumata mun ya kendi ka tu president woto to nga kodo men dundi keso kono banko la keso baku nga fa consolidated revenue fund president ani député le kamara wo keso la wala mo keso bad nina na kodo men dundi wo keso kono wala mbe kodo men dundi ka wo keso kono abe kanyana billion tan ani kono dalasi billion tan anin kononto wala be dunna o keso wala ken ni ka président anin député tombon pour ya mara o keso la loi ko atel melika ko do dundi keso kono atel mo kilim le nyanto soto ka mol tombon mel be marla la keso isaje ko be kala la na molati ya mara la keso la ya tamandi alla nafaka wala yakin da woto fay woto ke président we ani député yo councilor fanan alka woto ke councilor ye ani chamano katu atelle ka kodo kafu nyoma ka dundi area council dame ya lon ko chairman o anin councilolu wala be marna jem council wa yo ni kele ko do ke dulato itele nyanta fona jumalo be marde la ko do ni banque ñol ke banque be siari bari banque me te ñafa ibele ko do tala ya mar jele ka wala te ñafa ñim fana ni o be mu kilini yo area council dum afa mo man kole bari me yake ndi mol buka fam anata nyami wala yake ndi mol buka fam anata nyadi tuba bolle afrika mala ye area council lo ye mol kari han ko dia ko ya mol kar lem bojo ani mol kar na mojo area council na bije itelle be madlama be kumanda wana la tuba kumanda ya marandi wana mola o tuba kumanda ala hajo men abola jarnaje ata fen sambala moliya ani mota fula na men samba da men dro ko man say ma koy bar mota fula ko ngana mo menjo o betara nyaadi ngana mo menjo o mu jellati ngana mo menjo yak nyaadi mota hayla hinin kala ka du wal mu mansalati wal mu mansal bar biringa republic ta na demokrasi nati nam fan soto tuba bol bulu nam fan soto bulu ni filo lanko no taxation without representation. Wala ndete na mo jola poni nga mo tombo membe marzane na mola. Ndete na mo jola poni nga mo tombo membe marzane na mola. Na tuwa bol kele wala ja. Tuwa bol fana ya ni duda Afrika mo de na mo jola o de la sio Afrika ana falu. Walakin di banku jama bije Afrika Angleterre banko man keloti. Ka biya ni ko be nyimbe kelendila adini mode na mo jolema ite penso la be kelo kelmena o do foyte fon la banko la na mota yina kelo ki at ko manjere ka kelo afrika alina banko di ni afrika wala ka tu abe kelena pole wonti ni ko mitla afrika wala ken di afrika independent fodo anga terrible do ni na independent ta anga terrible wala ndel fal na da maran na mola mawko kenya fonon na afrika waliye wol fanan tartaje ya amir hankai ika meni tombo wol mo angaterin kolek o kumandamul ne ko do dila abanta ya amir ko ina mojo tuba bulma abanta na mojo ni era kan suloma abanta ite yin gar kala wol fanan dafara mole membe kere wala filo be kere gambia ado filo da mandawo mambo anin ka bi metata siri tenne be mol tombona be ko do kala falema o moari nyolu ba kala la hajoti del mene ko do kala fema de da ken so bitalla yelli na fa sallallahu bal fa mol nya do bondila do ba ka da kan ko fa mol bindi banko kan pour mol salon ko ika namo menjo e mantra jo kan pour modo lita domo ika beni mansa ika namo jole pour namo e murna ika ayna bada ko bondi kunna mi yalo ko kilin nata bondi no le kunna wole era kansulo staff era kansulo bukala ko alla ni numo yel jang na denta ale fondi ke ka folo o fondi ke ka fo al ka hamole so ani ngaliyo benin ka folo la katu lafita ka jami'o le do bisal kam wala benin ka folo la katu lafita ka gadi ni kendo le lo gadi no me yalon ko mbe stage sado mbe stage iti gadi ndogo ke isnafa soto membe kele la balwati albe ka folo la woda yilo le ka na amuda ko ale ka folo ka bar pali eslo fana waran albe ko do dundi lawo keso kono nyaadi le pour allah moni asa timmandi asa folo ko ni gabudi o gabudi alimbe kar das kemejo kare o kare na das kemejo kare o kare mbe das kemejo parce que sanji killing sanji fula sanji saba sanji nan albe das kemejo la nasiata ko tuma sibo holo sinno gadino to ale pay bol san ka jangandi gadino kono ati gadino san no wa ma la hamon bar ñi manga Allah amodi ko ali ko do kaf ñoma Allah ali men to mon president ti ko ka ko do ta ay tala ma no ta kala aw ko do ta ay ala kullil tala ni wo ke ta ma mi dal bom ma re murun da ko de ay kala president lo ñi banan abe wo ñaar oto area council kafulo meyaron ko alotele pour URRB la kafo do kafo URRB la kafo oto kafo faale kundi o tombo faale mo tombo membe kala executive faale na mo tombo membe kala chairman wala membe kala president oto jing nga faale chairman o chairperson sirantio oto nga membo wala mu ale executive tombo memu area council onti basa ila sirantio al bola tombonga wala yakendi luwa ko mbe silo landila albe ko do dun law area council nyaadi ko silo fana luwa ya ka fola silo ya ko killing momo ni bidi ko be bulu URR e be lan sino jola ay dun area council momo me yalon ko commercial people le bebu moto wajati moto le bebu ko min gele gele ni be dun le URR e be na mo jola lan e be juti jola ni be findila e be juti jola ni duno ta wato wato be findila e be juti jola ni be dunna e be juti jola bomo ni kada marché to firola e be juti jola bidikiti o bidikiti e be lan sino jola motaygol jol fana be lan sino jola be dunna area han senator min be yagam basse e be lan sino jola be dunna area ni mu bara piyo ti kamo tendi ka ko do soto de fe dun la era ka hani man ko kunda ay ferio men na da mol ka tike do le jo ka tike do jo ka sa teri ka do ko tike do men jola ferio fana be do jola abe dun nan na ke so ko no men mu era ka gamsel official ni be antena soto URR ibe business skala mol be le credit ko sanna ibe ko do dundi na le keso ko wol fana nyande do won le keso ko ya dundi e la kan sul la keso ko ni adusie do mbame nda fa ko e la kan ko ku ni ba te kan idu me fele sul la je ibe fen dundi la e la kan sul kala ko do soto wonyale luwa ne rafu manan ko na man ta kunda ba wala na do ku kunda ba me yalon ko adama baro anin tel dibitel be sirin ken ba men kunna be do tawa je ko take ka kafu e URR la namoma purasi buino nyame na hammen ko lu menti fo so timandino e da kan sulla ko do ka soto wonyale bari mo den tel ko no jambi men sa fo no nyeko serum na ko do jolle dunde o keso kono ado manyani kala kulloti serum ko do men dundi je anyanta lonna serungo nga ko do men dundi je anyanta lonna ko do kedo men di nyanta lonna bari moti jang del ko no jang men shi fono ka to men bi je wal man la fi al yalon ka na al yalon al be ni ngala ka to men di adi ma ke kuti le matala na fasi o do luwa ko ni ko do men be dunna era kasul ne mo million wonyanda men da Allah banko ka na kam den ka to e men fu wala mu molla sula kol mun kulla mol na fo jam ni da sa do to sa fo e ko lafta gadinol do sa fo e ko na gadino so do par jiyo man sije lafta bo holon do sa fo e ko na jiyo so le na gadino so do bari beewal kan na pewol tinya lafta ka je sansan ni da sa do to sa fo ende sula de tour la machine de la ni sa do to an tour la machine kilindi jam do sa fo ko sula da machine wala menga tiya fiyo do sa fo ko del ga mano le sene bar menga mano busa sula da wala to tuma jama ka sula ko soto do sa fo ko lafta lobtani ndi mulla no mi yel felendi abe jam farim bafe ba ni lobtani ndi soto jang na no so bulaje ni muso ko u tuto ita samba noje kala sutroke do sa fo lafta karam ndi mulla no school man sa bunda ba o bu no school lo bar era ka sulol wasikin da gadin lole indi mesendil men man si karamum ba to tawa istawoto ikawni je janibe menna mola sula ko wal buka ba do sa fo ko de sula da baralla ka tenda jang sametenda kada sudu ko ba barati so o sula ku si pali area council do ko molbe do sa fo ko numuyel ani demba kunda wala numuyel ani manokan o tinyata le labda area council ya do ko nimbemu area council do ko area council do ko lam sade ni sade tema sidol men biye man da kunda bala do ko lam man sila bal men nyade tambila wala do ko mo walti beni le do ko lam de lega ko do ke kesi ba kono na do ko fo o nyande dula meli ko da ko do ke kesi ndim ko no o fana nyande do ko so anyande dula meli man ka fu nyoma ko do ka fu nyoma ka di mo dandanna o de le ba fuduta ko do do mo adiati ngami de de dar ndale la ko ka feso mo buka dum area kan su wanya maka na mo jo kan yo ni ko en be wanya area kan su mudulati dame al ko misal kam luwa ko keme o keme na ko do men dundi area kan su la keme o keme tan nani enta dunna tula area kan su le keme o keme ni atala keme o keme tan nani nyande tula area council misal kamma min atar nya million kemele keje million tan nani o nyande tula area council le fulu area council ibe bumento nyane ka luwasle ibe luwaso bon law ko don ni computer be bulu o computer be sanna wolto ni ga kula o kula be jola wala ile jiobe jola wolto ile area council be jola wolto ile chairman be jola wolto ile clerk bal CEO be jola wala commandant d'atije commandant man tablo ko la area council ata jo sur la keka amin ni suna da essential la essential be san ko don ni moto tinyata ile moto ko moto be da la won moto ko ni suna da sanna abe sanna o million tandano le million ta woro be tulaje wala nyanta murna nam mol kan men ga namo jo million taworo wala nyanta murla mol kan men ga namo jo ko URR wodo tan anin nani wala be URR ka dibide banku woro wala dibide bank wod fla mu wod tan anin nani odo wod tan anin nani ni million taworo nyanta talala o wod tan anin nani wala ni yatale tema ibagele ko aduda nyawanya wodo wodbe million nani sotla sanji kili odo lawo wod chairman ale ka to fay kansulo me o kansulo aba plan la anala ward committee yesi ya foko ndela wodo to mala fala jamu gambi sara wodle ndela wodo to lafta menna wala mu lafta jinna lafta nyinkela million nan le bembu ya hayma million nano fa fi kuna no la ba na fi kuna no ya jube ko men be ni yokan ga men men mu priority men be ilari ni yokan ya jube be sate men lo sate nani.
Assalamu alaikum Gambia UDP Development Forum. Assalamu alaikum UDP Action Groups. Na UDP ka fo be dawdan fo ko be dawdan dim forum be dawdan al be kontanin kuma ka ko dawdan ni na mo be konton adrin nang group 1 fo group aganta dame wala A to Z ngal be konton ngal tindu ngal je albari malam kitab sane comme ça ngal safeten na taytu lo ni wo mu nete ko UDP la record ay record men set wala muy la tarambulolu même buyata tarikol kono kabri 1996 kana fo 2016 ko wala yinin karo keten pati chimale sotono me yalon ko alsa misal no ni UDP barma ba jambar bala kaje ko men ni jato giso soto ko jata ke mendo te mo junko ni fenkela nyati li nyani ya jame tajrinde yala pati chimale mo simen fono moli comme ça ko yim pati karle mo dunia be yim pati la fon recommend ganda be yim pati la recommend wolle ko junko ya jandal kabiri 1996 nda walla de 1996 kana fo 2011 kana fo 2011 kanni election o fon la result ol jibe kate fa result ol fon jube e kamben je wala mo inti ko UDP la katara nyaato de APRC parti o kola ya jamina la tapale ana la suñarol kola ba ay chefol ka tati ay alkalol ka tati ay commissioner ka tati ay nyaton ka alfal be control ay be ka tati amota ko ka wandi banko dingol bonna ba ile bantala ke nat nan gadda ke be register ko tek So with all that, UDP can pull party dol bibi la lay koy kay UDP le challenge UDP hani bi UDP kam men challenge kam men pull no carte kesoto hana kota wal buka wal to soto non bar bi to man challenge yo soto na man ka UDP al taliyata moli nyini anin taran sila kendo la parti la record kendo bondi wala parti la manifest bondi be alon ko aballa parti sambano la nyato bar UDP bayndo wota antinna la parti prospano wota la parti sambano la nyato ali bonda la kol kono ali bula al tal la parti lo ali manifesto kendo bondi me alon ko atul la parti be lon kan doko be kera walti même bantinna no wala be moli nyaafala ka bula la parti noma bar kay bula UDP ka jafo noma o kam wolle bayal la parti kono toujours o kala ka yaajele UDP be kafale droit be ta nyato no UDP ka prospere because UDP be nyato le me nyalo yenkan kota ke namante future challenges itol ka wala fo bari bu ka parti la challenges fo to ka because itol be nyato ben be je wala mo itol la plan wol UDP ka lo wala kan nyato no parti do be nyato then sabu ko maybe walka some embarrassment or men ke then so working point of sibula no on personal so challenge no nyaadi le nyama but be say yamina be so situation men wala mo inti ko na parti la manifesto ndol be wala produce la moli ya moy but ndebula la parti no maka pare criticize do so ali criticize moli parti kan wo kan do prospere dal bal fan dahandira ala parti la manifesto fintindi aliya fo moli dabbe digol sulata wala moy la bi politique wo mo nyaman city kudun kelobe keri wati menna where are those parties abe buluri wati menna abe duri wati menna mo buka hali kuma fola bol ka duku nyoyele hano fo mbanta dagol illa ta mo kendo men fawla ibuka hali ka ya mo do fali al ko ma fere wato men no be kerin parti jumal ka finti ben yalon koy kayitande mala men na ko tala baba jo wala ma kafari yan faka ko iko ni UDP ko fere ni ko dina jara soma do be attaque lan o parti jumale tata jara soma over 200 vehicles ni men du da jara kono wala men na ya jamme safu bal ke parti jumale ka encounter o parti le de Gambia men ka ya jamme encounter parti jumale alon ko naka de mufla kana fo areas ika sila ko misa ko ha alime jube ko bi mala mun ma sibe be wulla ka UDP e ko fanal ta bayla bari ya jamme la mol ta bayla parti jumale alon ko ni pareta ika mufo ni kono foni katatol ben de je wala ka ma boy ka silobula parti jumale ya jamme ka sula fak la ba de wunta bo faka dayla ka kumo foma parti jumale ye la moy tocho ye sorong ye bute ye fa o parti jumale mu Gambia ali be honest to yourself nal dal la carte ñino la mol bunu ali carte ñini ni fastra to ñala ala ñini alla parti la manifesto la Allah hamen ko ni sula ko Gambia ko la tawle moyla bar nal ka dal ka fo UDP ken ni ba e beten wallahi kal fang muruf UDP la fanola alkal fang ko ba UDP la fanola wo is a total disgrace, is a total retardness to your parties. Minimal weakening points was where until the downfall, at the downfall that wrong. UDP is prospering. Nagi that yung coalition la form blood or a coalition primary la UDP pull out all. Baroga yeta. But our another dictator kate for la le kumo dele for UDP criticism ali alla party base wolle kang. Well, retardness is also always your results. Allah particular result retardness be Allah poor result be ka chol. So but the most thing is that UDP ka concentrate man kando what the country people want to hear. Kuma kendo kuma me alon ko it has value. Ay ka wala for UDP ka wala for molie. So wala ko kuwati me alon ko kumayata. Gambia modi be alon ko albe Allah particular noma alka Allah ta vote solla al kuma fo Gambia di wole lafta mem moyla not to criticize UDP it is weakening your parties because wala kan da mod ka boal noma wala ka boal tina mod ka because mod ya jere UDP e kelo men ke selo men tay wo men ye selo tay dunia be ya recommend Gambia be ya recommend kabin 1996 so that will kanalo mo kilmo nyato ko ta fo ko ha ndol nga selo tay da ngate de addu wodi ya tay jere wal mal ma kam moy kabrin ko be duri wati men da be uleri UDP ko naka finti to naka fight to naka ko be Gambia di won giso lande Gambia di won giso ya sonde mo tankunde mo be ka jikila ya jiko so ni UDP man ko bita kuruntu bale bi dele ton rawno bar hani wo sibe be nyaaw ñalen din mo don ka finti ka sacrifice ka ko be bulala UDP normal so Gambian ko no bialta mo ne nola alta mo ne nola comme ça audio la fa jam fa babu la ngana second audio to al badi malem kitabu shan mutalan ko de al badi malem kitabu shan comme ça fu ta political la do men yalon ko e UDP challenge ka ko kada UDP criticize meeting la to taring walla ke famur fano la ka je ko to UDP be modo le bakri momo mantra UDP la sansan kono mo be akola di UDP la parti la principle la ta lo faye gena wo moto count no as UDP mantra UDP la sansan kono UDP ka mantra koma and UDP ko ter rally la koma UDP ka blata no ma ita sana finta sansan wala kono ita ta bula no ma jele wo de la parti te mo kilo no mala po mo kilo bel parti no mala parti ni anata la ataraje anda atata la atujele parti ni is always functionable parti ni be function kan la parti ni na sotto ala foundation ni is totally there. So momo ni bila UDP walla ite ko be benefit la UDP la kata pour mo le karto dira UDP ko wali ala na be kere Gambian ko men yalon ko ide UDP walla hal men wantra UDP wali ala na be kere UDP la parti wala mo men di asanata le andum do kunteje so altali ta la campaign ke parti ita ko lafta barako ni nyato talla ila parti ni ita make sure ko parti la principle na la foundation of menti yo noma bari bu kay la parti bula e kam mo baynde karala ye parti faydoro ite fay mo do noma la sansan kono mo me alon ko awututa parti do la ko na tata lo fay jana so ni ko do kala advantage pour la parti prosper o de la parti du bendale o sifal bam bete ya li nga jepula UDP ntelbe men noma banko la nyatuta UDP ya ni la wala UDP di wol tuta wolto e ni tata ye fa ye soron ye bay ye musol boy kanya o bekata UDP di walla in banko kan wo that cannot be question so do Gambia di wala momo ya lonko ebe UDP le noma UDP political party UDP United Democratic Party wala mula party bari mo kilimo ita ko be bulala wala noma je comme ça wo fintita kwatu wo mam party la principle noma woman sharat kan noma o parti yinda fintita fayata lo faye jana akata de parti la sharat kan noma la so ala fintita la to lo faye bedo kono so ni la carte sika ya di o bedi kono lola la ni sama ni to ko kete na kon ta kala to fon la sabu to fon la sabu bo men man so parti la kan bat la wota lo faye ko parti la bat la kan bat la so mari ta lo faye te kala parti fa bu le te kata lo o bula wala noma ni sama ni o te kasara je te fon la sabu ite who will you question ite juwala ñinin kala so Gambia di wonu mo be kunin tale mo moy ñen na kunin dal politique ko kono le ya experience ko politique ko kono sanni mo nem fula ni wo mo karandi politique ko la e mari te karandi ko politique ko la de sino bantal Gambia kono le mo ya len na jumale mu jumati president barola kuma kawme ya fon ako sukuta tuma jumale fonta ñoo suutela fokuta wati jumare fonte ñoo suutela kadrin tuma amen na UDP be selo tekan UDP be operation against operation breaking the barriers wato Gambia be sora jawle tuma amen na panderiol be bafla ko talponi ali penol malam be kono wato UDP be ka fo bo be ke yalo UDP la kan where is the mighty UDP. Some people were questioning, where is the mighty UDP? Ekol bar lo adabo ni amuta jang. Ma sibo be kala lo adabo muta UDP ko le no kamdi. Itata with good sense. Ofana ye UDP ka jati janne. Ha asere ko dabo muta bana UDP mamang. Where are other parties? Where were other parties? For Gambia UDP ba kala ka UDP dambale bang. So alinga fast for. men ye kero ke nangi almawol jeyino alkal kana tumir kullawol kan wol kam men je Gambia la ficho ya wala je Gambia la ficho ya wala je Gambia la samo ya wala je ni self interest mo yimbe be la jame be la won yaay tanko dol koy ka sa newspaper dam bala bala newspaper jelle ka mo jelle ka karang mo jelle ka newspaper karang Gambia kono so ndel ka karang nal wol bu ne participation keji ba ali nga bulo di UDP la nim men lefta bankola nyato tala bambu UDP koma pesko si yela ko bele tije ni ladde Gambia bankole keli baade alon ko ani jolo baade alon ko diketo abula Gambia di wala ito la keta sabo de fa kuntu la ya jolo kuntu an dol niel tuta jele ya jolo kuntu la so do kamma député ya nata carte so keta UDP ya majority data siran tan sabani tan lulu ni saba iko ko get patiye ni sala tan sabani kilin ta ko wonte maloti wo pati do be yalo koy ke fa ko ka UDP la anyani wonte maloti yaro ya de to le jelle soto patel men bi ko ka titar ni la e be bula la mo do no ma independent ka de ko ka UDP le challenge ko ka UDP le tinya o patel ni wadi député a carte fa député jelle bondi ali man fajini ka wala Gambia di won muta je ko daga ndara council area council carte fa wala siran tane siram wang UDP siren taworo anin fulay wala bondi o pati dol men yalla ko bi ko dol beje ko kay UDP la challenge ye siren jelle soto ni area council carte fola yalla ko bol bu ko amuta kuti ku sobeti baake ito le jelle soto to mbota wada ko ken latam fele mina kiaman carte fola this will be the last to show them to teach them the lesson we will teach them the lesson that they will never forget and this will be the downfall of their party if they didn't mind. This will be the downfall of the party. Some parties, this will be the downfall of their parties. So UDP, Bomo Kodo UDP Mala, Taye to City Kende Belti Woro Ulala. Belti Woro Ula Taye to Sitala. Belti Kilo Hotela Kurgo, what time is an holiday? What time did ete stand of Hanin the Foyo? Ning Foyo fountain in Telegram, Skena Belti Woro found the Kumpleran. Alale fawai ni UDP ke because ibe kelola ngani wala ngani senea wala tinde president ya primary gagné inata dipte ya tawo tallu saba ya tal saba ni killing gajeje inata area council carte fa la siran ke siram wa ya 62 ye taworo ni fulo be gajeje fo gambe no de sleeping fo gambe no de sino la ba wal ma lon ko kunu ni tambita ani mu ne be kerim bi fo gambe no ni nakal atul ma lon ko atul ni nakal na UDP ka sele santo alim ton makoy bro alim makoy do ale UDP challenge den bro where is heavily giving Gambians courage to vote for UDP massively so sida woto ngaw bula woto say momo bialon ko be parti côté do ko be jadiro kenola you are welcome ye profile nat na bialon ko la parti men record men made since 1996 wala 1994 down to 2018 come and challenge us. You are welcome. Somebody will allow Barakabake. You know, more Diabu to come and show a party door, maybe I'll go to UDP, let Terang Tai and tell us about. So, in questioning Karosape, let them come up. Allah Barakabak, I'll buy the Malam Kitausan.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin. Akabe Alkaro Kontona. Ako Gambi Sarala Alkaro. Ako Gambi Sarala Almamo. Ako numolu jongolu tel karankelu anim na forol menu ben alay gendin sita wala te Gambi Sara. Anim momo yalon koy boda Gambi Sara. Anim momo yalon koy boda Jimara. Ani yuara. Anim Gambia tonkon na robe. Akaba be kontonna. Ako ala kumote jampala jambi. Ako anyanta kuma fola jang kuma lali mori abe fole. Ako bi abe kontandiri mbake. Ako ni mbanko be bendur nyimala. Ni faso ila me bendu faso me bendu akatatan. Ako abe wulila kununko abe wulila wato menna. Kana li fo la nyin kando ko jang a faso ko no. Biri anin state house ko be sarla nyola. Ay kumo men fo woliye. akoye ko biriatun ta president yala nene man kontano to kabinu woti
man min kontani
mune a kontani ni bi
bagiri state house ngari ni kana
abe bola state house abita fa so kono aya abita fa nyol tarla na do ko aya lonne ko momo ifay isu ila ko iya nyonten hada madi wenu menti isembo warata nyaawo nyandi imu menti mo doronde di aso o wonnati imu menti de bo do lawoto biya ko da bañul e kabo bañul kana jimara jang afiyata stadio men atambita stadio menula sade men yalo ko le man kama kunda bay diala men yalo ko sade le warda man kama kunda di on ti abada le jatti ko bari mo dona do biye ko mo da janne ko da bunda do jang mu ne o sabu janne mo ayat janne mo ko ayat mo mo da ngani fa su wonna bari hada ma diw isila ta nyawo nyandi ni funa ta ni sila ta man nyawo nyandi ni funa ta ifawos la korda ta ifay wulu korda to imanya na isila je kijo e faraje hani wulo ni abay sa do kono na buda da la korda to ni hadi do dude ada kana ka ko adan no pakle wulle ka na ka ta ni wulo bay ila korda kono akuluta dame amari la korda na fata ke abe lo korda bunda da be kinna ko ci kole ba bu je ni dia bu do bina même pas fa ako aya ko ina ta America
ngada ngara Gambia ko ni no ngani
ako biya ta America Gambia ko taraje
ngada gi ni ci de fore
biya ta ila jamam bato
ken day manya president
otuma man ka president moti de
bondo so ni gonga gol
biya ni sarakulo le do ko ke
soronga din to ko
biri moliya to moy
soronga non ndi gol ndi bala ma mewa
mol dol bije ani do ko ke lanna ya kam may nene maje nyaala
ngada ga misi de ndi
biri ata jamam to
ko ga salli bismillah
biri isalta assalamu alaykum kay ngay bismillah kaliman di wol menu be boli safa
diga dan tan do ndakina
akay kaliman dan tan do ne foye
angana New York yere
akoy ko nalbe New York abe America jan
adresse be ga ngana gi ngana de California
ako ni bota America adresse o membele na California
ken adresse Brooklyn
o kaylo adresse o be tutulale
anga dalla yere mo womo
e moyna America nyaawo nyandi nyama
igana fo mu kina nan tanga sare no
ni fo mo dile ko ya fili wuluta dabe de ko min tolo dunia kono
anga biri ande belle mi be shocking comme
e wuluta ila o sate ndu men nyanta mbum kinum be ila wuluta do men kono wuluta o nyanta mo men kono
kellanta bu
ila o nyanta mo do wutuno la ko ya fo wuluta insade karle
nan fi adresse su na photocopie ñen
e sa lo koyte adresse ke panna même man kele o nyanta mo do mu photocopie le
ko ni daga nan ti anga daga ho muri
aya fo ko ni dinke ni daga penni ni wala
planin da bar na ni kara
isa mira ko be murula aliyali sa plan
baga nyaake na di san baga ñeni liti
kana ko nyin na koy bente dun na keso le kono nimba purema keso wala bente tay na ni en tam te dun na bonko jonko mo kawro to
sama ka ngala ni so amat nanti am feli
ni tam manam pure keso de dialo ye pen pen do dunya ko to wala ka fi balore mo na mo le be dantela
donc kala ni
woto din momo salon ko ifa ya nyonte
ngali le daga no ngani
ako biri muruta je
nganya president
biri aketa president wote
juma ngadi ni
biri jumo ya taje
da ko nan ka salli ko juma kare nan ka salli juma kare
iya paye ko nyen tata salla nyin jumo to o yeta nyin juma do to
da ngegari 2013
akoye ko biri tena da jam 2013
ni salli juma bi ndende ki
mbeno sali kan jabo men ko be ta salla ni wala be ta salla nyola
ngara ken ko ni da
ako biday wol foye
bibi walla hunde
akoye fitri walla ya
duti hunta
ako mu tawde ya
anga kebe
yembel non
amballa ki
ikabala walla
taka so ni gandiga menye
ako musa kulle kumonte
anda de bengo
iko esa de lampe
nyamba ka nganjati
wala fitade e jadi lampe sa do ko tetaji dula ko te
daru ngama nya president
ako kunu amanke president woti
kuberu de ndaro
mennu ya buña kunu
nimpi ngoroni
kala ko makamo warandi
lando nya president lenki na ko
naake na president wota to wol karino la
jagiri la wati yente de inta mukenda
jatiro sa ko no man la lunta wadula lo bari ndun taw ta ko no la ko tema jati la ko dalo mala du dalo ko mo non dawla fi wala ya ako wala ken na muruto jaman kilon ko na salifana salije jumo salije ana ta ko mun ya ken muruto kan kanan nale salinyola ni aje dinol ko tulun ta sare ku dadi ada ngamuruje do mo la soto ni italo ko ina kunun tulun la je biatale ye buña men di ala num to kunum wolu wala wala ken da panange o buña e wolu wulu apane o buña se jo sayila men no yalon kay America ani wala jikita nyola ye lanna soto nyola ani wol men ne man jutu nyola ni jutu da nyola bi de nyota la jam ako wala wolu wo siyama ako bidana da gambisara ana da ko gambisara ko le ko tara ko le stade abuka campagne ko wolto
campagne mana ngari kebe
campagne mo mure mo daliloti
sorobe no gantere ngalla ko ngari sherebe
ikade fampo mo le mennu me long tele mu kari kin tele mu nyi isilaila isi jikko soto isila sembota ya karfayla bari ate gambisara merlo ani gambisara ko le do ko kele ani en na fulu do ko le ke fani afona wala ka mun nasedo be aljamo a sedo kele lore alhaji baje ya jamara
seda nyani ndara kasi
ni mala sedo tana ko do ko kele na fulu do ko kele na mu ko do ko
kene gabe nyana nongani
ani jama kele kele be gambisara mpakari mahannera bijam o fana mola sedol ti biyaji dukure way bijam o fana mola sedol ti
donc masara gambi saraga presida ki tobi la ko
adi akwani ma bi gambi saraga presida wala so men tambe ara parola Allahu akbar
anga kusu ngara kusu ta gunde
nay neaje ni alphabet sita nyako to jang
candidat kutuga ngadi ta gunde
ne candidate ko tengol ta ina be sindi anyal anyako to jang
ngara kebe ko ko ni kiranta ken ko
bari e même ay candidate ali la moy men no be banku nyini ngola candidate on ye samana ja ye sindi ay ji ko même fani mbaje jate ma candidate banku nyini la kilinde gambe jang même ba ko no ko nene ni ñu ko do ko kele ci ko le benite ala fa be min tole gambe ko ama soto ama kite ama soto
ka ci wolle ko dañen
ko di do ko di adale
bari ne nga seo
bi aja seo ta kontanta
gambi sara ga kahina
gambisara la fata kan biye ma kontanta gambisara la fata kan pour que Gambia banko doku
ngatu jimaralanta complete ni gambisara gante
jimaralanta hodo warni gambisara gante jimara ko ko keno la ni gambisara dati je
you are diranta complete ni gambisara
ni you are arte timmano la de complete no la ni gambisara dati je
donc gambisara ganari
ni gambisara nata
rawati you are this
addi akafuna ay wara bele nata kana ko to
rawati jimara su
asafo ko jimara la sate tante woro woro bele nata bi bari han sai
president nyandangi deka
president wala tambita jannate be kala man soti
ganya president
ikera president woti
isoron dawari
wal baadi wala e fasale de wal signol e fasale de ali ala moy de
yegana nya president ngalay
bi na de kala president woti
jimara gamin pass
ninji bara kol ma fasa you are kol ma fasa
soron tin ni
mol be ni karo kelal de
bare kam men ku
samana ta akuntuta sono to ka de tela abe tela sa de bundale abe tela se foya ke o de ke nola abe men fula jibaran kolye ani you are kol
o sunan kahimei
mbeke bakilin fakilin
ona kibane ngari
mbe kuntadula kilinje mbe kumira kilinje mbe nyaki nyada kilinju be mbe masakunda support
dar
kunum
ne oran to sere so podo be masakunda
nka folante mono la memman ke masakundati
eni diga ngande
baro hukuma meri mbale tinna alfalda kono
bari Allah ti safi
bari ala na ta faale ko science tek mbal fam wulu digo tombo la kono
sa dar opposition wala ke opposition
bari kunu opposition la bari biya man ko opposition la dide bi nalmal lo akoma
ni natuna mo hotana no ngal
bi apo sai kam sara nalmal lo akoma balo na ko kudana me muluje men yalon ka manke na de la badiya na la sinyo ya bi ay asol men ya nyako to jang o ya tu so la lo ya kontan o ya bunya siamale hada madi ngondi ko tele tamu nyimbeti niwo ɓe siya ɓe ɗo mo fanante sila bari ni a sabay koto ɓe sila le amal kontondiri ñimmala misilimo na ñoom misilimo tema kontondiri o kontondiri fije a ñimmala président ko amal kontondala mbe mbaɗi mbugole kono mbe jimara bankole kam mbe mbaɗi mbugole kono woku na ñiñata jang nga ɗo ku mbaɗi mbugole kono a ñiñata no koku fana na tiñata hadamadiŋol tema ka tiña allah mbaɗi mbugole kono allah e finti banta ñewo niyamo e sembo soto bajiyolem aka jijiyo men kono ɗum olem wala semboti bari ay sembo soto ñawoña na baɗigol mamuda fe jimarankol mamuda fe oto ala sembo dasatane molbi jewol fana mba koroti kanne ñimu hakkilma dow kuwolti mennuga niyaji ade baɗigol mantara nooma mennuga nooma kombo fono wol fana mbaɓola ba fora ndelenga men nooma aliga ndelenga men nooma ade wuluta damen a baɗigol ma ɓula nooma woto kotegol ma ɓula noola ñooma ñaaɗile momoɓe juuɓerole molɓe korosirola i mantarade korosiga ɓe ndelle korosiga ndel jimarankol bimo ala balo ko bimo tariki balati bi his excellency ti nga karamugol faye jande nga tilol faye ñim ɓe ɓaha mirotole a canso fana katadango fana babulle bari nga karamugo men no ko faye gambi sara compagnie ɗo ɓe janiɓe dow kola compagnie ñin natale ka gambia sembentuya ka sembodi gambiyan kolla pour karambugo anin ka lonni timmanigo soto banko kan pour ka karambum kendol anin ka karambu ñimmallo pour karamu to dino la lonno fitano ñaato ñaame serum e karambum bun karambugo ka 400 classe e classe kemenani le lo serum ade ñina aya foyade faw karanta karambugo men to Komakunda awo karambugo man beteya yo datile fawi ba do ko kan gambi sara la karambugo aba khafela biya ba fulay ni ba fola calculing ibinaje sumanna ibena karambugo dala katenke walla dale pour ka fata ina dale pour ka gambia kon fata karambugo be dawoda lonnole ñanta soto la je na bulu ko ndi ko todi je do wol do kulal ibina college lo la passé ila mo na ta jang wala ni ke do na ko ci ke sabu e ko ibe la firi ala libo dai college la pere ko lo la passé na khara passé woto iti karam passé anna ngara mi sutti mandi passé iti la lo kari wo soto passé amanjere e da kombo o wala miro do par college be soto la passé ade mela ñina sago men ɓe 2018 ɓe sago mi ñina mi sago men kono ten warini base koyna killen ka jok mina base koyna ro tamu base kata koyna silo kono aɓe o kono bere felo lala ñina onari brigi mi jeli saw fin kam aɓe brigi fula kono na bere felo lala yuara ñina base brigi ndela na fatoro brigi a base brigi bo fatode ni fatama brigi abala bere felo lala ñina ne yuara jang o gana kem dabada gawa ko sa karo ko hilde sunya nayo ke amunta ko ala karapulo be ke kilimti tay aɓe fanko sonendela business oɓe soneyala aɓe taninna fana sonendela ntel miskino le nte lumotalale nte julaya kenola ni mbuka futano ñooma ni mola miyosi même babulu fuɗole même alo ka ɓakona ɓa laminaka yuwara atata ñino ɓe dani tenele pour yuwara pour atata daniroke pour yuwararle ha iko ni be ali lamoy iko ni be sada bondila ay ka sada barkari ngoti ay ka sada timmari ngoti ika dati le fa ini membe ni siri ñolay si ñoy ka sada yo forol ay president ko kontanta abal tentula abal jala ba fula limbara ati gambi ako gambia ko dole na ta ñu gambia amam pare mole tara ñu gambia kono yuarar man tara ñu gambia kono amam pare goso mole tara ñu gambia gambi sara da man tara ñu gambia odo kendi ñu gambia ko soto da gambi sara da bi je gambia be ñu gambia soto President, assalamu alaikum. His Excellency Adama Kairaba Barrow.